Reddit has banned a bunch of their subreddit communities, including r/fat people hate. Why is it bad to talk about things fat people hate? I hate traffic, I hate Zach Braff, oh, fat people hate. Yeah, you guys. So last month, Reddit, which is a link aggregator that's sometimes known as the front page of the internet, probably because you've all forgotten about Selleck Waterfall Sandwich, introduced some new anti-harassment policies. In a blog post titled "Promote Ideas, Protect People," the Reddit admins announced they prohibit attacks and harassment of an individual, which they defined as, and I quote, systemic and or continued actions to torment or demean someone in a way that would make a reasonable person conclude that Reddit is not a safe platform to express their ideas, or for fear for their safety or the safety of those around them. So just yesterday, Reddit followed through on this new policy for the first time, banning several of the subreddits or forums that make up the community for violating this new policy. It was the very first time a subreddit's been banned just for these harassment rules. It included a bunch of subreddits with names that I am not gonna say on camera, but the most prominent one that they banned with over 5,000 members was Fat People Hate. In fact, it was the 230th largest subreddit on the entire site. So what was Fat People Hate? Well, it was practicing what's commonly become known as fat shaming. The members would scour social media in particular, looking for images of overweight people doing things in compromising situations or looking funny that they would all then post and sort of get together and mock. This image of size 22 supermodel Tess Holliday on the front page of People magazine really set them off. Here's a good example of what I'm talking about. It's a text exchange that was posted to Fat People Hate. Now, this is one of the community members, and he's pretending to want to sext with an overweight woman. He says, "I lift you up and fling you in the back of the van." The rear suspension instantly snaps. She realizes she's being mocked and writes, "I stay asleep." Hilarious, right? 300,000 views on Imager. And part of the idea also is sort of a rejection of the social movement towards fat acceptance or health at any size. A lot of the members of Fat People Hate are using arguments like, well, medically we know that it's not as healthy to be a fat person, so it's okay to sort of mock and make fun of people because they could do something about it, they could lose weight. And these are the sort of arguments that are going on all over Reddit all day today. And I think regardless of the way you feel about any of those individual points, it's clear that this community was going way beyond the boundaries of like acceptable, reasonable, free speech and ideas. They were not helping move this conversation forward so much as it was cruel, sometimes even sadistic bullying. Reddit is not taking the ban well. A lot of the responses involve flooding other not banned subreddits with critical images in videos in protest. You can see these screenshots of the front page of our videos all day today was flooded with various videos that weren't really related to anything other than let's post a bunch of funny things featuring fat people to protest them taking down the subreddit. Interim CEO Ellen Pao of Reddit, who championed this new anti-harassment policy, was particularly the target of a lot of the bullying and sort of mean messaging today. You can see this screen grab where she was all over the front page. There is also a petition that has over 8,000 supporters so far, calling for her to step down as CEO. So obviously people feel passionate on both sides, but a lot of the responses have actually been pretty measured. Frequent Fat People Hate target Boogie2988 was actually divided in his reaction to the ban.
To see this happen is surprising to me. Because I would always rather have freedom of expression and freedom of speech. I would rather we have the ability to discuss unpopular things. But that's not even what I'm upset about. That sucks, but that's not what I'm upset about. Number one, I'm upset that this is such a half measure. Because there are plenty of harassment subreddits that are left over.
Finally, before we go, I just want to agree this is not a freedom of speech issue, right, everybody? Because this is a private website owned by Condé Nast, a business. Nobody's being arrested for making fun of fatties or using words like ham planet. It's not about freedom of speech. It's just about Condé Nast having the right to limit what kinds of expression they want to involve on their website. I think rather than making this about, I don't have a right to have an opinion or this is against the Constitution, the discussion's more like, what do you do about a community like this that wants to be so negative, that wants to be so mean? Is it better to just leave them kind of in a corner, self-contained, and let everybody sort of avoid them? Or is it better to spend all of your time trying to ban them and keep them out like a massive internet game of whack-a-mole? That's what this really comes down to. But we want to know what you think. Was Reddit right to ban these communities, including Fat People Hate, or should they have just let them alone to express themselves however they see fit, and if people don't like it, they can go elsewhere? Let us know in the comments below. Like and share this video, and remember to subscribe to What's Trending. We'll see you next time.